We all have one.
All right. What's up? What's up? We're live. This is Billy Carson, aka Forbidden Knowledge, kind of just randomly popping in to talk about my new book, The Fractal Holographic Universe. And we're going to go ahead and get this party started, guys. Let's show you a short clip, and I'll be back to talk about this new book.
Forbidden knowledge.
All right, what's happening, everyone? Thanks for hopping in on a random pop-up talk that I'm doing here on YouTube and many other platforms. I just wanted to pop in. I just got back in town, and I want to talk real briefly about my new book, Fractal Holographic Universe. I'm sitting here in the studio at my own house, and I'm getting ready to sign all these books. There's a stack of books here. There's some here beneath this camera level. You can't see some over here to the left that I've already signed. And so I just take them from one side, stack them, sign them, stack them, sign them. And why am I signing them? Because as I promised, all of the pre-orders get autographed, and everyone who participated in my pre-orders, just as I've always done, you're going to have a autographed copy of the book. All right. If you didn't pre-order it, or you just ordered it recently, come to one of my events and bring the book with you, and I will sign it there. Okay. Thank you. I see some people just talking about the fact that they just bought the book on Amazon. I appreciate you. I'll be talking about this book quite a bit. Before I start talking a little bit about the book, let me tell you what inspired me to write this book. All right. I see Cass Love says she pre-ordered the book. All right. Let me see if I can find it now. Pre-order, Cass Love. Where'd she go? She went. That moved so quick here. Cass Love. Thank you, Cass Love. Says I pre-ordered the book from your website a while back. Well, Cass Love, here's your copy right here. All right. I'll be autographing this along with all the stacks of the other ones that I've been autographing already over here. And you'll have this in the mail in just a few short days. So thank you so much, Cass Love, for the pre-order and for having faith and trust in Forbidden Knowledge, because I always deliver just as I say I will. All right. So thank you. I appreciate it. But let me tell you what inspired me to write this book. So back in 2000, I believe it was 2016, I did a conference. I did a lecture at a conference, I should say, the Conscious Life Expo. And at that conference, I did a lecture on the fractal holographic universe. And that lecture was about quantum theory, fractal mathematics, spirituality, and philosophy, and how all of that goes together to create this fractal holographic divine matrix that we're living in. And it really inspired me at the time that I did the research to create that lecture and do that 3.5-hour lecture. I think it was 3.5 hours. I knew from that point when I completed it, from the response that I had received from the audience, that this information should be in a book. And so from all the way back then, I thought about doing this book, but I never actually put action steps behind the manifestation process. Not because I didn't want to or because I was lazy, because I had other books ahead of it that I already planned on doing, which, as you know, those books have already been published and are out and have all become bestsellers. Every book that I've written has become a bestseller, right? Compendium of the Emerald Tablets has been a bestseller for 5 years almost now, going on 5 years in just a few months. Woke Doesn't Mean Broke has been a bestseller for 4 years. And of course, The Epic of Humanity has been a bestseller for about half a year now. Just came out recently, a book I co-wrote with Matthew LaCroix. And also now this brand new book is already a bestseller, The Fractal Holographic Universe. And this book is a bestseller in fractal mathematics. It's a bestseller in quantum theory and a bestseller in science and philosophy. So it's a bestseller in 3 different categories on Amazon. That's pretty good. All right. That's pretty damn good. And I'm going to tell you, so, it's writing a book is so powerful because what's happening is when you read the book, you're literally getting a download to an upload. And let me explain how that works. Let me explain how that works to you. Okay. So when you're reading a book, what's happening is up here in the multidimensional platform is where I started the book long before you ever got it in your hands. And so up here in the multidimensional platform, way back in 2016, when I was thinking about this book, I was thinking about what the book would be like, what it would look like, what kind of content would go into the book, what kind of information or knowledge can I impart on people through this book. And when I began the process of now the conscious thought multiplied by action, like I always say, when I began the action steps to actually writing it, I collapsed multidimensional concepts into a 2-dimensional structure, which are the lines and numbers that are written inside the book, right? The connecting lines. So I've converted really, and some of them are just straight lines, right? Like, for example, an exclamation mark, that would be considered 1-dimensional. So I took multidimensional information and collapsed it into smaller dimensions, but it's encoded. It's encoded in something we call language, right? Based off of symbols. You buy the book and you open it. When you open the book and begin to look at it, what's happening there? A photon is pinging off the book and bouncing up to your retina. Your retina takes it as encoded data and sends the encoded data to the back of the brain. And then the brain decodes the information that came out of my mind, my conscious mind. So I downloaded the book from multidimensional platform into 1 and 2D. You then buy the book and open it. And when you look on these pages and read these symbols and codes that are in 1 and 2D, your brain then decodes that and you get an upstream into your mind from my knowledge, from my brain, from my own consciousness. So it's like the old Vulcan on Star Trek, right? It's my mind to your mind. It's a mind meld. We do a mind meld when we look and when we read books. It's a mind meld. It's exactly what it is. All right. And so it's pretty interesting. Now, about this book, the cover, I love the cover, first of all. I love the cover because the cover is a fractal that's wrapped around my face. But inside the eyepiece, inside my orbital bone, the Mandelbrot fractal formula code is etched into that part of the cover. So the Mandelbrot, the matrix code is literally right here inside right above my orbital bone of my eye, and which I thought was pretty damn cool. So shout out to Laura Cantu at Winterwolf Publishing for making this amazing eye-catching cover. Right. And I have on the back of the book some reviews, some amazing reviews, right? And let me just read real quick. This is a review from the person, the man, that is the head of astrophysics at Harvard University. All right. He says, a fascinating journey from the mathematics of fractals to the physics of the universe and the nature of consciousness. Billy Carson uses his broad-ranging vision to enrich the reader with philosophical and spiritual insights. An exhilarating read. Avi Loeb, best-selling author of Extraterrestrial and director of Harvard's Institute for Theory and Computation. Okay? Avi Loeb, best-selling author of Extraterrestrial and director of Harvard's Institute for Theory and Computation. And that's one hell of a review, guys. Second review came from Caroline Cory. She's an amazing award-winning producer. She says, as above, so below, takes on a whole new meaning in Billy Carson's new book, The Fractal Holographic Universe. It offers a fresh and fascinating perspective on the universal laws that govern all aspects of life, from the micro to the macro, from the human brain to the very fabric of space-time. You will feel inspired and awestruck at the thought that we may have found more profound meaning in our existence and place in the universe. Caroline Cory, author and award-winning filmmaker of Consciousness, Science, and Spirituality, Superhuman, The Invisible Made Visible, and A Tear in the Sky, omniummedia.com. Okay. So the two great reviews, and I have a few more reviews coming in very soon. One is coming in from a quantum physicist, and also another one coming in from a second quantum physicist. So I thought it was important to get reviews from people that have an expertise in the area that I'm writing in, or that I wrote in to create this book. Okay. So it's not just old Billy speaking, but somebody that is a specialist, that has a degree and is considered to be an expert in what I'm talking about, has read this information and has given a review on this topic. Not that many people will do that for you, but I will do it because I always have the receipts. I always have the receipts. Now, another thing I love about this book is the style that I wrote it in. Because the first thing that happened, one of my people just talked to me a minute ago. My house manager was just here. He just left. And he was asking me, he saw the book and he saw my interview recently and so forth. I haven't seen him in a few days because I've been out of town. I literally just got off of an airplane. And he said, this book looks very interesting. He says, what it's about. And I told him what it was. And I told him it was based on fractal mathematics and quantum theory. And he goes, well, do I need to know a lot of math to read this? And I said, no, you don't need to know a lot of math to read this, because the style that I wrote it in, it breaks it down and makes everything very simplified. Not that it's dumbed down, but it's broken down into a way that the average person, the person who, like, say, and when I say average, a person that's not an expert in fractal mathematics or supersymmetry, will be able to understand and discern and digest this information and process it. Okay. So I took the research style is a style that I utilized to write this book, a research style, which is a style that breaks things out in bullet points and conclusions, so that it makes it very simple. This is what this is about. This is what I'm saying. And here are the implications. And at the bottom, I give you a complete, quick 1 paragraph or 2 paragraph summary of that particular thing as we move throughout the entire book, step by step by step by step. All right. That gives you the ability to really understand it. It's not like you're going to dive into this book and all of a sudden you're deep into fractal mathematics and calculus and supersymmetry and supergravity and all these high-level scientific terms are being tossed around and you can't understand what's going on because I want to make myself sound so scientific. No. It's given to you in a very profound way, but at the same time, a way that I believe that most people will be able to understand. And I also included a glossary in the back in case there are some words that you don't know. Well, you can go right to the back of the book, and the definition for some of the scientific terms are also in the back of the book. Okay. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Now, the foreword for the book was written by Robert Edward Grant. Okay. And by the way, the book is dedicated, my dedication page, the book is dedicated to my beautiful wife, Elizabeth Carson. All right. Great photo that we took there recently in Jamaica. So I said here, to my wife, Elizabeth Carson, your strength and perseverance inspire me every day to become a better version of myself. Thank you for being my constant source of support and motivation. I love you dearly. And let me get over here to the foreword by Robert Edward Grant. If you don't know who he is, Robert Grant is an award-winning TV host, Codex streaming on Amazon Prime Video and Gaia TV, 2-time best-selling author of Polymath. He's also a field researcher, an entrepreneur, and a thought leader. Robert Grant says, for thousands of years, mankind cast its gaze into the night skies and asked its most existential questions. Who are we? Why are we here? Are we alone? Where are we going? And what, if at all, is the purpose to life? In an attempt to make sense of what can at times appear to be somewhat seamless and senseless human history, a rich mosaic of cave paintings, lore, mathematics, time, measurements, mythology, civilizations, religious and spiritual texts, history, science, psychology have emerged as artifacts that inform us along our collective journey towards answering such vexing questions. In the 4th century BC, the polymath and philosopher Plato posited a new theoretical thought model of perceiving the universe in his now well-known allegory of the cave within his book, The Republic. While also harboring political overtones of his Plato's day, this novel approach to perceiving the universe notionally presented a reflected and absorbed shadow reality, including an inverted universe. A worldview for what we call reality was perhaps only a shadow facsimile of another more original projection. That the experience we're living in is merely a holographic projection of some other fundamental primary experience that actually has been interconceived of a universal mind. The materialists that followed Plato perceived this distinction as a more metaphorical and therefore philosophical theory of everything, rather than a literal explanation of the human experience altogether that could be proven by reductionistic and empirical experimentation. And he goes on to talk more about this theory and breaks down basing it on the idea and concept from people like Plato and Max Planck and quantum physicists and Carl Jung and everyone else. He did a phenomenal job writing the foreword. Okay, it's a very long and exceptional foreword that he wrote, which was really, exciting for me to be able to get this foreword written by Robert Edward Grant. And in the introduction, I say, after decades of extensive research on the nature of reality, I have concluded that we exist within a fractal holographic universe, a concept that reaffirms our reality rather than negating it. This modern concept reflects the wisdom of ancient civilizations by providing a scientific way to explain how things are created in our world and the basic code that governs it. The Mandelbrot set is an intriguing pattern that exists within a vast two-dimensional area called the complex plane. The Mandelbrot set emerges when a specific mathematical operation is respectively applied to numbers within this plane, causing those outside to diverge towards infinity, while those within exhibit a kind of controlled chaos, dancing and drifting near its boundaries. This boundary region is characterized by intricate, carefully orchestrated movements indicative of an onset of instability. I'm in a photo at the Field Museum in Chicago, standing in front of the Mandelbrot set, a complex and beautiful mathematical pattern. The set, named after Benoit B. Mandelbrot of IBM, Thomas J. Watson Research Center in Yorktown Heights, New York, is the cornerstone of fractal geometry. Mandelbrot's research on geometric forms paved the way for studying shapes with fractal dimensions. The Mandelbrot set's boundary is more than just a fractal. The intricate patterns of the Mandelbrot set deeply intertwine with the Adinkra codes discovered by Professor Sylvester James Gates, Jr. The Adinkra codes and patterns reflect the principle of as above, so below, implying a mirroring between the macrocosm and the microcosm, between the universe and the minute of its individual components. In essence, we are living in a reality that can be likened to a created light matrix. This perspective doesn't just offer a glimpse into the complex beauty of the universe, it provides a profound understanding of the underlying structure of our very existence. The concept of the third dimension posits that it is a holographic projection emanating from a two-dimensional plane situated at the periphery of our universe. In this framework, our spirit is perceived as being entangled with this third-dimensional holographic realm, composed fundamentally of atoms. The human brain functions like a crystal receiver, turning electromagnetic signals into holograms. Quantum mechanics introduces the idea that the atom exists in a state of probability, distributed across space, until it is observed by a conscious observer. This act of observation or measurement precipitates the manifestation of our entire universe. This theory suggests that the conscious beings are fundamentally interwoven within the existence of reality itself. Without conscious observers, the universe would merely be an expanse of unmanifested possibilities with no definitive events occurring. And I go on and on and on here because it's a very long and exceptional introduction. Okay. This is an amazing book. And Wendy, if you don't understand a word I said, you got a little bit of research to do. That's all it means. It doesn't mean that you can't understand it. It just means that you need to do some more work on researching these amazing topics. And that's what this book is really all about. And so I go in depth in this book into a lot of different aspects of our reality. Chapter 1, from the microcosm to the macrocosm. Chapter 2, origins of fractal thinking. Chapter 3, the holographic principle. Chapter 4, dimensions and scales, the infinite layers. Chapter 5, nature's repetitive patterns. Chapter 6, chaos, complexity, and order. Chapter 7, consciousness and the holographic brain. Chapter 8, fractal cosmology. Chapter 9, Professor Sylvester James Gates Jr. and the discovery of Adinkra codes. Chapter 10, spirituality, philosophy, and the fractal universe. Chapter 11, future explorations and implications. Okay, and then we have the appendix, and then we have the glossary. All right. So this is it right here, guys. This book is going to change a lot of people's understanding of the nature of reality, because we are all given this concept that we're living in this magical universe that was created. Well, guess what? That's accurate. We're living in a creation. We are living in a creation. That's an absolute fact, without a doubt. What this book is describing the nature of this creation. It's describing the method used to create this universe. It's describing exactly how it functions. So you can begin to understand exactly who you are, where you are, and what you're fully immersed in. You are fully immersed inside a matrix of light, and you yourself are light. When you look at something that appears to be solid, or you pick up a pen like I'm picking up this pen, it's the illusion of solidity. I'm not even holding this pen. You see, that's what's crazy about it. You can't touch anything in the third dimension. All you have is repulsion. So the electrons orbiting the atoms in my fingers are repelling the atoms that are the electrons that are orbiting the atoms inside this pen. So by that method, there's a form of electromagnetic repulsion going on. Touching is even an illusion, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. When you break it down to the scientific level to get a complete understanding of exactly what's really going on. As a matter of fact, if I can phase shift the atomic frequency of the atoms vibrating in my fingers to match the exact frequency of the atoms vibrating in this pen, I would be able to pass my hand straight through the pen, unscathed. And so would I be able to pass my hand through this stack of books? If I can match the frequency of these books, the atoms in the books, with the atoms in my fingers, the same vibrational frequency, I pass my hand through these books. Atoms are nothing more than 99.999% empty space. What's giving us the illusion of solidity? Light waves slowed down to a particular frequency gives us the illusion of solidity. We also get the illusion of distance. Everything is local. There is no distance. Even distance is an illusion. Hard concepts to grasp just off me saying it, but when you dig deeper into the science, your brain begins to expand and you begin to wrap your mind around these incredible concepts. Okay. So, yeah, the book is out and I'm signing the book, right? I'm just going to sign this one that I just read some information in. Oh, that one is signed. Let me get another one. I'm signing these books for all the pre-orders that came in. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Thank you so much, because the pre-orders help us out a lot. Every time I do a pre-order, it gives us the ability to get the book off the ground. And so we really appreciate people with pre-orders, which is why I take the time to sign 1,200 books, because that's how many pre-orders we got in. So I'm going to sign 1,200 books, which is going to take me probably about, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours to do. But it's well worth it, because the people made a sacrifice and they had the faith and the trust in me to allow me to collect their funds and take their information so that we can then print the books and sell them at a later date. So as a special thank you, you guys get autographed books. All right. And if you have my book and it's not autographed, then you need to meet me at one of our incredible events. We have the Conscious Awards coming up, the Forbidden Conscious Awards, second annual down in Miami. The red carpet, I'm going to be on the red carpet this time for 90 minutes, taking photos with every person. Come out there, bring your books so I can sign them on the red carpet. I also have a very special book signing morning, the morning of the event, the morning of the 4th of August, a free book signing at the same venue. You just come out there, bring your books, we'll sign, meet and greet right there on the spot that morning at the Adrian R Center in Miami. That afternoon, if I missed you, bring it and I'll sign it there on the red carpet, take some photos with you, and then the ceremony will start thereafter. All right. If you want more information about that, let me drop the link to the Conscious Awards here for you. You got to get your tickets to the Conscious Awards so you can be part of this amazing event. All right. Adrian R Center here. Oh, just let me consciousawards.com. Consciousawards.com is really the website. Let me just type that. Consciousawards.com. All right, let me drop this link in the live chat for you. And make sure you guys get your ticket and show up in person. All right. That's for the Conscious Awards. Mickey Mouse, $10 donation. Thank you. Says you're a well-spoken, knowledgeable man. Thank you for everything you do and the information you spread. I just ordered all your books yesterday. I would suggest everyone else do the same. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for the $10 donation and that great comment. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. All right. So, drop this link one more time. This is for the Conscious Awards. There's a few great things we're doing with the Conscious Awards. The first thing is on August 3rd, we have a speaking conference. Robert Grant is speaking. I'm speaking. Elizabeth is speaking she's hosting a women's panel and she's speaking. And then we also have Merkaba 13 speaking. It's going to be a great speaking conference. You want to make sure you get your tickets to the speaking conference. That's a day before the Conscious Awards, right there at the same hotel that everyone is staying in, the Biscayne Bay Marriott. Then the next day is a book signing in the morning. In the afternoon is the red carpet, and in the evening is the Conscious Awards. Also, don't forget, Saturday night, the same day as the conference, which is the 3rd, that night we're having a VIP yacht party. We already have 70 people signed up and registered on the yacht party. That includes all the nominees, special guests, and celebrities that we have coming to the event. They'll be on the yacht with us, and we're going to feed you for free on the yacht. It's all included with the fee for the VIP status. You'll get your food on the yacht and everything else. We're going to watch the sunset. Then we're going to sail back in and get ready for the next incredible day, which is the award show day. Okay, it's going to be amazing. Thank you, High Vibes. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for ordering the book as well. Thanks for your support. All right, so signing these books. Again, bring these books with you to the Conscious Awards. Bring them to the movie premieres for Anunnaki, Ancient Secrets Revealed. Okay, make sure you bring them with you to the movie premieres. We have more movie premieres coming up. I'll be in Vegas in just a few days. Las Vegas on the 22nd of June is Las Vegas. We'll be at the Regal IMAX in Las Vegas. And you have to buy the tickets on our website. I'll give you that link real quick. If you're going to show up and hang out with me in Vegas, let me give you that website real quick. That one's almost sold out. There's only a few seats left in Vegas. I'll give you the link to all the premieres. That way you can see where we'll be. I'll also be at Disclosure Fest in a few days as well. That's going to be in Los Angeles. Okay, so I'll be at Disclosure Fest. And I will be in Las Vegas. I will be in Detroit, Houston, Texas, New York, Fort Lauderdale, Miami as well. All right. And we're also going to show at the conference, we're going to show a live premiere of Anunnaki Ancient Secrets Revealed on August the 3rd. So all these locations, you'll be able to do it. If you miss these live premieres, you will be able to watch on Forbidden Knowledge TV. So you have to get the Forbidden Knowledge TV app, and on your app store, go get the 4 with the number 4 Forbidden Knowledge TV app, and you'll be able to watch. They come out, the web version or the app version comes out much later than the live premieres. But if you get the app, you can at least begin to watch one of the episodes that's out right now that aired in LA. All right. So which were at the Regal IMAX, which sold out 800 people. So get the Forbidden Knowledge TV app on your app store. You can go to your iOS app store, your Google Play app store, Apple TV app store, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Samsung TV, or the web at 4bk.tv. All right. Let me put it in here now. 4bk.tv. Boom. I just dropped that link. So you can watch it on the web. You can watch it on TV. You can watch it on apps. You can watch it anywhere. All right. So make sure you guys get that. And you'll be able to do that. But if you come live, bring your books so I can sign your books. All right. You can come take a picture with me on the red carpet. And what happens at these live events. First of all, we go on the red carpet, take pictures, I sign the books. Then we go into the theater. I speak, I give you a 1-hour lecture. And then after that, we watch the premiere together. And then after the premiere ends, I do a live Q&A for another hour, and then it's over. So it's like a 4 or 5 hour event. It's not like you just come into a movie, so it's a great experience, fully interactive, something you're just not going to get from anybody else. I mean, James Cameron, the guy who wrote Avatar, is not going to have you come down and give you a live lecture and then hang out and give you a Q&A at the end of the premiere. He's just not going to do that, But I'm doing it. All right, I'm doing it. So come on out. We'll have a good time. And let me stack some more books up over here. I'm running low. And we'll have a great time. All right. As I'm signing these books, if you just signed on, I'm autographing my new book, Fractal Holographic Universe by Billy Carson. Man, it feels so good to hold your thoughts in your hand. You know what I'm saying? It just feels so good to hold your thoughts in your hand, Vito Lewis says, thank you so much for these opportunities and the book. Can we book you in the first for our upcoming podcast? We have so Vito, email my wife, email business@forbiddenknowledge.com, forbiddenknowledge.com. And then send all your information, because they have to check out every single podcast and make sure it's in sync with what we're doing on the same frequency, as well as, of course, the legitimacy of it and everything else. All right. And that will be much appreciated if you can send that email. Thank you. All right. ATL. I'll be back in ATL soon. Somebody's asking me if I'll be back in ATL. We're going to have something coming up in ATL. I got to remember the dates for that. Oh, we don't have the dates. I'm talking with Black Magic and Dr. B Serious about, well, you see, I got the shirt on, Blueprint for God Power. We're going to do part 3, and it's going to probably be in LA, and they're going to go look at this place in LA called Center Stage. I believe that's what it was called. Center Stage in LA. Center Stage in Atlanta. My bad. I'm going to too many states now. They're going to look at this place called Center Stage in Atlanta. It's supposed to be a very nice venue. I think it might be able to suit our needs. So we're checking it out. We'll have some Atlanta dates for you pretty soon. All right. Anyway, sign this book. But I'll be doing reading small amounts of the book here and there on random lives. All right. I'll be hopping in and just reading some random parts of the book for you guys and just breaking some things down from time to time. I'll be talking about things like simulation hypothesis. What are the key concepts that support this? Linking fractals and the holographic universe. Philosophical considerations, ethical and existential implications. All these things I'll be talking about from time to time, randomly hopping on, just talking about the nature of reality. What is this that we're living in? What is this soup, this energetic grid that we're living on? And just breaking things down, and giving you some deeper understanding, just a deeper understanding about what this universe really is all about. For example, delving deeper into the nature of what is perceived as matter, it becomes increasingly apparent that at a fundamental level, things are far less solid than they seem. What we perceive as real, or the real world, is actually an illusion. We know that atoms are 99.999% empty space, which suggests there is no true solidity, which I was just telling you guys, right? You thought I was just freelancing, didn't you? Consequently, distance and separation are illusions as well, like I just said a second ago. Everything in the third dimension is energetically connected, and this connection is continuously expanding, originating from one source, the beginning of everything in this realm. It seems We have developed illusions of distance, location, separation, individuality, and even the arrow of time to navigate the lower density of the third dimension. However, from higher dimensions, the past, present, and future can be experienced all at once. Thus, the third dimension is an illusion based on electromagnetic frequencies. The double-slit experiment discussed later in this book demonstrates that everything exists as a wave of potentials until a conscious observer interacts with these waves and collapses them into digital bits of information. This experiment proved that everything in this dimension exists as waves of light. Light that we can't perceive because we can only see 1% of the light spectrum, yet it is light nonetheless. When this light slows down to a specific frequency, it gives us the illusion of solidity. So, pretty interesting. Again, if you're looking for a book that's going to give you the quantum theory, the quantum mechanics, the quantum physics, the fractal mathematics, the science, the philosophy, and the spirituality all in one place, this is the book. This is going to change a lot of people's understanding of the universe completely. All right, completely. All right. Real Mark Quain says, people like you restore my faith on this planet. The Great Awakening is upon us, and you're on the front line. Godspeed. Thank you. I appreciate you so much, and thank you for the donation. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. So I've seen a lot of great comments. I need more comments on Amazon. I saw one bad comment. Some I don't even say a negative term about the person, but some person that was trolling says that this book, which is this topic that I've been talking about for years, is nothing but AI material. I mean, are you kidding me? This book is written in research style so that everyone can understand it. But this book is 100% off the dome. And to prove this, when you read this book, if you go back and find my lectures about this topic that I've done, which are 3 big lectures, each one of them about 3 hours, and look at all the podcast clips that I'm in, you'll find that stuff existed before AI existed. So which came first, the chicken or the egg? No, my friend, this is the real knowledge, not the artificial knowledge. Okay, I don't think AI can keep up with my level of knowledge at this moment, not in this topic. In something else, it'll blow me away, but not in this kind of stuff, in ancient civilizations and the real ancient civilization, not the mainstream program garbage. And also, it can't touch me on philosophy, and it can't touch me on spirituality and metaphysics. It just don't have that capability yet. It's just not there. Maybe it will in 3 or 4 years, but it can't touch me right now. I'm the master in this domain, okay? The name of the book, somebody's asking, is Fractal Holographic Universe. The link to the book is in the caption of this video, and I will drop the link right now for you to Amazon. A lot of people like to buy on Amazon because it gives them confidence. It's on my website as well, but I'll drop the link right here for you guys, okay? Fractal, and you'll see that it's a bestseller. Fractal Holographic Universe. And I'm dropping the link right now into the live chat, but it's also in the caption of this video. The link for my website is also there as well. So you can buy it from Amazon or you can buy it from my website, whichever makes you more comfortable. Okay. And just drop the link in the live chat. Let me see, did it go in? I don't see it anywhere. Let me try it one more time. Oh, there it goes. I see it now. I just had a delay. Yes, somebody asked me my left-handed. Yes, I'm left-handed. I like to write with my left hand, although I like to bowl left-handed or right-handed, shoot the basketball left-handed or right-handed, which you'll see coming out in a new video. It works both hemispheres of the brain, mastering both sides, but my primary hand for writing is my left, although I can write with my right hand, but very slowly. I like to golf with left clubs and also with right clubs. But yeah, I like writing with my left hand. If I'm playing basketball, I love to attack the rim with my left hand, but I like to shoot the ball with my right hand. Let's see this next one here. But yeah, this book is one of my greatest works of art. I'm very happy that I'm finally able to get it done and get it out. I'm just signing all of these pre-orders right now for those who just joined. And I may read one more little clip from it here and then let you guys go back amongst your day. Thank you, Huey Newton Jr. I appreciate you. That's a cool name, by the way, Huey Newton. And let's see here. Oh, I got a great review from Michael Beckwith, by the way. Let me read that review. Michael Beckwith. Do you remember Michael Beckwith? He starred in a movie that's on Amazon for many decades now. Well, not many decades, but probably several decades at least, though, about manifestation, right? And he says, fractal holographic universe seamlessly unifies the realm of our ever-expanding consciousness with the real science of the truth that each of us is a holographic expression of the entire universe. Billy Carson has done it again. Michael Beckwith, founder of Agape International Spiritual Center and author of Spiritual Liberation, Life Visioning, and The Answer is You. That's agapelive.com. Michael Beckwith, right? So that was pretty cool to get that from Michael Beckwith. I mean, he's amazing. I mean, he's a reverend, but he's not the reverend like you think. He is a true spiritual leader in the fact that his knowledge transcends biblical text. He understands the universe from the perspective that I understand the universe. He understands that we're living in a creation and that there is a divine spark that is in this universe that is God, and that God is us and we are God as well, and that the power of the Creator is inside of us, and we are to access that frequency and act upon it so that we can create our own reality and manifest our true desires and wills and wants in this universe. And he understands the true mission is to bring heaven to earth, not to wait to die so that you can live. So shout out to Michael Beckwith. Let's see here. I'll give you one more piece of this before I get out of here today. Let me go here. In the realm of mathematics and geometry, a fractal is a term that represents a never-ending pattern, one that repeats itself at different scales. This concept is known for its inherent complexity and how patterns emerge and recur at smaller scales. The mathematician Benoit B. Mandelbrot coined the term fractal in 1975. It comes from the Latin word fractus, meaning broken or fractured. At the heart of fractals lies the concept of self-similarity, where a structure is made of smaller copies of the whole. In essence, if you zoom into a fractal, you will see the same shape or pattern no matter how deep you go. This property is not limited to exact replication. Sometimes the self-similarity is approximate, but the overreaching theme is that the larger structure can be subdivided into smaller parts that resemble the whole at some capacity. As a matter of fact, the deeper you zoom in to matter, right, using an electron microscope, because the deeper we zoom in, the only thing we seem to lose is resolution, but we understand that the fractal patterns are still there. So we understand that you can see the whole in the smallest piece. If you go and look at an actual hologram, a real hologram, something that man-made hologram, and you go into the smallest piece of that hologram, you'll see the whole image within the smallest piece. Okay? Kane Jones says, what God do you speak of? I speak of the same God that inhabits your body, because you, Kane, are God, and so am I, because there's only one consciousness. The God in these books that we call God, these religious books, it's not God. Not God. Why? Because God wouldn't be contradictory. God wouldn't be jealous. God wouldn't kill people. In the Bible, God kills 3 million people. The devil kills nobody. Who's doing all the killing? Matter of fact, check this out. Let me give you the exact quote right here, by the way. And I'm not getting on you. I'm just giving you an example of how my mind works and how I see things. Isaiah 45:7. I inform the light and I create the darkness. I make the peace and I create the evil. I, the Lord, doeth these things. That's Isaiah 45:7. That ain't the devil making the evil. So what that tells me is that this God of these Bibles and these Qurans and everything else, not the creator of the universe. The creator of the universe is real. And the divine spark that creates everything in this universe is real. And it's imbued in every single atom that's vibrating that makes up your entire body and every single atom that exists throughout the known universe. All of it is God. Every single atom is a different expression of God itself. And I don't say him or her because God is not a gender. God is a frequency and we have to tune into it. One of the most famous and visually striking examples of a fractal is the Mandelbrot set. This particular set of numbers creates a pattern that looks like a collection of blobs when visualized, but upon zooming in to any of the blobs, more and more intricate details emerge, revealing patterns that closely resemble the larger image. The beauty of the Mandelbrot set is that its mathematical structure is derived from a simple equation, yet it has infinite complexity. And this Mandelbrot set code was discovered by Benoit Mandelbrot, later used by Pixar Studios. Pixar Studios is the filmmaker group, the production group that made those Pixar movies. And the Pixar movies became so famous and popular because of their realistic look. What most people don't know is that the Pixar films are created off of pure fractals. And what that means is the scenes in the background for those films and even the animation itself is all created on the fly. That there's nobody that sat there to make every single one of those scenes in every single one of those movies. The mathematical fractal code called the Mandelbrot set, which is what this book is about, was programmed into their software. And it created everything and every scene as it was needed, which also gave it such a realistic look and realistic effect. And then everyone started copying it much later on. But they used the Mandelbrot fractal code to create all of those scenes, all of them. Okay. Taraz Gift Garden, thank you for the donation. Bringing all my books to the conference for you and beautiful Elizabeth to sign. Also, there's still seats for the research masterclass. Okay, great. Yes, there are still seats for the research masterclass. I forgot to even talk about that. That's coming up pretty soon as well. So thank you for the donation. And there are seats for the research masterclass. And for those who don't know, I have a research masterclass coming up soon. And what I'm doing is I'm going to be teaching people how to research like Billy Carson. Like, how do I get my information? Where do I get it from? What sources do I tap into? How do I evaluate information and understand where I need to look and why? How many sources will I need to corroborate the information? How do I come up with my own hypothesis? How do I connect the dots between different eras and times? All that information is going to be inside of this 4-hour research masterclass that's going to teach you how to become a researcher like me and also teach you how to gain a high level of retention of knowledge like me. Okay? So that research, I know, Eric, so research masterclass is coming up very soon. It's under workshops on my website. I'm just going to drop my workshops link here, and you'll be able to see all the things that I do have coming up, all the workshops that I have coming up very soon. I even have one coming up with Paul Wallace, okay, where we're going to do something similar, but it's going to be purely about ancient civilizations and religion. But this research masterclass is going to help a lot of people gain a lot of knowledge. Okay, it's going to help you become an expert at looking up information, putting together concepts, all right, understanding which concepts go together and which ones don't, how to have discernment, how to understand what's real and what's not, how to quickly discard something or understand that something may have a certain level of value and how to extract that value from the information. All that's going to be in my research masterclass. So thank you for bringing that up. Okay, thank you for bringing it up. Excalibur says, thank you, Billy. You have helped me realize what gaps in my life needed to be addressed and in what order. Hey, thank you. Thank you for paying attention. I appreciate you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. So it's going to be a great class. And the class I'm doing with Paul Wallace is going to be, if you want to become a master and an expert on religion and spirituality as it relates to ancient civilizations, you don't want to miss that class as well. Paul Wallace and I are going to go ham in there. And Paul Wallace is you talking about a guy that's a bishop, okay, for decades. And so we're talking about a combination of my knowledge and his knowledge. It's going to be a mind-blowing expose in teaching you this ancient information and where it all came from, what the sources were, how it formulated together, how it creates the reality that we're living in now in terms of spirituality and religiously and politically. And it's going to give you a huge, wide-ranging grasp on exactly what it was, what it is, how it works, how it's influenced us, and how you can then begin to teach this information to other people in an appropriate way where you sound like you're the master of this knowledge as well, so you can help us spread the information around this planet and rip these people away in a very educational and prolific way from these religious, psychological chains that everyone is in. Okay, so it's going to be a great class here as well. So you don't want to miss that one. Let me look at the dates on this stuff. We have the, let's see, the Advanced Research Masterclass on July 7th. There's a few seats left for that. That's on virtual. It's a virtual class, by the way. It's virtual. You don't have to come in person for that. And then we have a private mentoring session by Elizabeth Carson and Billy Carson and Courtney Kane Sides. And that's going to be in person in Detroit. If you want a private mentoring session in person, you're going to come to Detroit and meet me there on Saturday, June 29th. It's a private small room. It's going to probably be only 20 people. And we're going to give you 5 hours of private mentoring right there in person. Okay, so that's in the link as well. And then I have the virtual workshop with Paul Wallace, Unlocking the Anunnaki Enigma, Ancient Civilizations and the Transformation of Religious Belief, a life-changing workshop by master teachers Billy Carson and Paul Wallace. So all three of those workshops are available on this link that I just dropped into the live chat. And we're going to bring some knowledge. There go over the workshops link again right there. And I'll make sure I add that link to the bottom of the caption of this video or this audio, wherever you're listening, by the way, to make sure you have an opportunity to hopefully get access to some of this information. All right. Did I sign this one yet? Let me see. Make sure I'm signing these books. Got a lot of signings too. All right. So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to pop on. I'm going to hop off now. Thanks for spending some time with me this afternoon. I appreciate you. Somebody said, come to Ireland. You know, I was thinking about coming to Ireland. I have some friends in Ireland, and I may set something up with them for 2025, summer of 2025. I can't do the cold, so it's got to be hot. So maybe summer of 2025, all right? Can you speak on memory, learning used from the ancients? Can you speak on memory? Can you speak on memory from the ancients? Well, okay, so maybe I'm trying to understand this question a little bit from calisthenic arts, but memory is, ancients utilize memory in a lot different way than we're utilizing memory right now. They understood that information could be passed down, memories could be passed down for generations. And they talked about these techniques of passing down information consciously and subconsciously through epigenetic memories. Now, we have epigenetics and we have the access to that information in our bodies, but it's hard for us to discern it. We express them as feelings and emotions, but they actually were able to tap into information that was given to them from their ancestors and almost grow into the knowledge, which is incredible. So their experience of how knowledge can be passed down versus what we do is night and day difference. Now, going forward into the future for humans, I think that we're going to see that schools will be shut down within the next 15 years. A lot of schools, not all, but grade schools, for example, because we'll be able to probably connect something to the human mind and download to a child's brain all the information that they need to know within hours. And they'll probably do a small amount at a time so they can process it and they can integrate the knowledge. So they'll probably need, I don't know, maybe a dozen sessions to get all of grade school done over a period of time. But I can't foresee people continuing to go out of their house into a building and sit down in front of a teacher to learn information that they can do easily within just an hour or so at their own home by downloading all of the knowledge without needing to go anywhere. Stay safe, no school shooters, nobody stealing your kid or bullying your kid or beating your kid up. And then what they'll do for social life is they'll probably have social parks where kids will go and meet up with their parents there, of course, to watch, but to give them the capability of socializing and engaging. And of course, sports. Sports teams will probably still be a large part of everything. Well, they'll go to compete and learn how to play sports and then even compete in sports. But the aspect of sitting in school for 7 hours trying to learn something, those days are almost over. It's not going to last too much longer. All right. Not too much longer. Rich says, Billy, love your work and I've been following you for some time. We do 3D animation, video editing, motion graphics. Okay, you emailed us. All right, great. Thank you. Hopefully you emailed us today so it's on top. So thanks, Rich, and thank you for the donation, because we need to talk to you. So make sure you email again. If it was before, make sure you email us again, business@Forbidden Knowledge, because that information could help us with some things that we're working on. All right. Okay, what's up, Doob? Doob DOG. Doob DOG. What's going on? Hey, Billy, how are you? Can I explain a demon? Can you explain a demon with your knowledge to those believers? Well, I'll be able to explain all these workshops I do are going to explain exactly what demons are and everything else. So they're going to go in depth into demons, Satan, devil, phenomena like apparitions and paranormal activity. We're going to go into all of that stuff in our workshops, and we're going to teach all of that stuff. So yeah, we'll be touching on all those topics. All right. Anyway, I appreciate you. I got to run now. Okay. I got to take care of some other business while I'm signing all these books. I need to have all these things signed. I got to just focus on signing the books and not keep talking, because if not, I'll be here till midnight, and I want to be here till midnight. It's almost time for dinner. All right. Anyway, I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. And if you bought the book, Fractal Holographic Universe, I'll drop the link for you one more time. And don't forget, it's in the caption of this video as well. But I'll drop the link in the live chat one more time. Make sure you get a copy of the book, because we appreciate your support. All right. I'm dropping the link to Amazon in here right now in the live chat. In the caption, you can get a link as well. But I appreciate your support so much. And thank you for all the love. Make sure you go and leave a 5-star review. All right. And a great comment. So thank you very much. And I will catch y'all again later. Peace.